The Clash, Death or Glory is probably my go-to song for the past 10 years. I don't know why. Actually, I know why. It's just my favorite song. Yeah, I don't really have any rhyme or reason. That's a song when I'm a little too tired or maybe unmotivated to get off my ass, to get ready to go on stage. That's the song I'm going to listen to. That's the song I'm going to listen to when I'm happy, sad, whenever.
Yeah, and it's the song that keeps. It's an odd thing that it happened because it wasn't like my favorite group or artist of all time, but Try a Little Tenderness by Otis Redding has really just turned into that song that through like the last 15 years I just can never not listen to when it's on. And every time I listen to it, it does something for me. It's a really motivating song in a lot of ways. I don't know. It has something to do with just the way his voice sounds on the performance of the song, where it's just this like the most raw, honest, awesome vocal take. Even though he probably didn't even write the song, I don't even have.
No.
I couldn't tell you who wrote the song. I couldn't tell you who plays on it or anything like that. I'm a bad music fan when it comes to that stuff.
All the Motown.
Was it Shadows of Motown guy? Yeah, it's probably the Funk Brothers who played on it. Yeah, but that song, Try a Little Tenderness, kills me every time I hear it.
It's not my personal quote, but I heard somebody say this. I think it was Bruce Springsteen or whatever. But he did say, I've heard on a couple different occasions that if you're not nervous, you don't care anymore. And I believe that's true with anything, honestly. I mean, if it becomes a daily routine to get in front of 15,000 to 20,000 people at a festival to 500 to 1,000 people at a club, you should feel the same jitters of excitement and, I don't know, motivation to do what you love, right?
Yeah, it's all about perspective with that. I mean, you got to remember that even though it might be your 100th time playing a show or your 200th time playing a song, it could very well be the last time you play a song. It could be the first time somebody else heard a song, the last time they hear a song. Like concerts and live music are like a spontaneous, emotional, interactive experience. It should never be like something like that where you're just going through the motions. It's too like special of a thing to think that you should just like blow it off or pass it by. And I get super nervous between every show because it's always something I want to do it better than the last time. And I remember I went to a drum clinic when I was a kid to see a guy named Omar Hakim who played he played for Sting, he played for Madonna, just this great like professional drummer. And I watched his drum clinic, and at the end you could line up for either autographs or like have a question for him. And at the time I just started playing in my first band called Dilemma, and I used to, literally get the shakes before I would go on. I was such like an insecure little kid, you know? And I went up and I'm like, so I get like really nervous before shows, man. I'm like, is there any like tricks you have or anything you can do? I'm like, you play in front of so many people. He's like, I've never gotten up and not been nervous. He's like, just get used to it. He's like, there's nothing you can do. He's like, just do your thing. And I'm like,
get an ulcer.
And hearing it from a guy like that though, you know, where I was like, I was playing basement shows in my hometown to like 25 kids from my high school at the time, and he was playing for like Sting and Madonna. So to hear a guy like that who's so accomplished tell me that he's constantly nervous too, I was like, oh, made me feel a little better, a little solidarity, you know?
I've always wanted to go to Greece. We haven't made it there. I'd like to go there on my own, but with the band as well, that'd be cool.
I really want to go to South America. There's a bunch of countries and things down there I've been dying to see. And then just from where we grew up, I've always felt like we have some sort of connection with the culture, Mexican culture and Southern American culture, because we grew up with so many of those people where we're from. And then been talking with my girlfriend a lot. We want to go to like Poland and Russia and see where our grandparents actually came from, which is something I really want to do, like kind of visit the history of my family. So I don't know how easy that's going to be with the band and stuff, but apparently the place my grandfather's from isn't there anymore.
World peace. Which
Yeah.
honestly would be one of them.
Yeah, that would definitely be one of them, you know? If there was world peace, it would make my life a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate these questions. You know why? Because it's fantasy. I think people with fantasy complexes, they live a bad way, you know?
True.
You gotta love what you have and love your own life, not wish for a bunch of other shit. So, I revoke my 3 wishes. I don't want, like, eternal life. That would be crazy.
Ugh, I go nuts.
You know? I wish cheese didn't make you fat. And then I'd eat a lot more cheese.
Find happiness until you're dead. No matter what.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Just like health and happiness for people and people I love and myself. And I don't know.
Stability.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to the beginning. I revoke this question. I love what I do.
Gold bars.
It's all good, man. I don't need no wishes. The one thing I definitely think of, like, our band when I think of Germany, because this is, like, definitely where Gaslight Anthem got its start in Europe. You know, we spent essentially 2 full tours in Sprinter vans traveling around Germany with maybe like a couple shows in Holland or something like that, or Belgium, but mostly Germany. Small cities, staying with people, staying with, you know, families, staying with, you know, being really getting involved in the culture. When you make the switch to a bus, you know, there's a lot of things that are great about it as far as comfort and sleep and things about your life, but the interactive nature of touring where you see people and talk to people and actually like live with people for a day or two and see the way they live and the differences and the similarities. That was something cool. We've really learned a lot about Germany. Spent so much time here and been involved in it. So
We've done a lot of cool things here.
I mean, sadly, I think where we come from, the first thought is like the history. You know, it's so inundated in school and everything we deal with. But one of the cool things about coming here was the understanding of how far removed younger people in this country are from that, and how much it's in the past, and that's not the rationale, and that's not the current way of thinking here. And I think that's important to remember. And, you know, people shouldn't live in the past too much. You need to represent the past to make sure things are remembered and things are remembered correctly, because things happened, you know. But it's important not to persecute people who are living now because of it. So I think coming here and really experiencing the culture was something that opened our eyes more about that.